Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at a couple of the high flyers, Ntes, Isrg, Nvda, Pcln. Well, Pcln's not too bad. Algn Technology, Ulta, and these are just all stretched chart plays on the monthly time frame. These take a little bit longer to play out since it's the monthly, like this, 4 months up, 3 months down. 3 months up, 2 months down, just stuff like that. Now we have 4 months up, we'll probably get 2 or 3 months down. Again, stretched from the 20 MA, not good. 20 MA is at 147. I'm thinking it could pull back to 154, but we'll take it day by day and see what the daily brings us. This was a nice breakdown today. They saved it with support and the 20 MA. Someone came in here, a little buy program to get this thing back up, but we've had this trend line up here. Every time it came back up here, made a pivot, right back into it, pivot, right back into it. Pivot, and guess what? Time to go down. We'll see. We'll see what this brings. I'll look for a sideways bearish inside bar, and then we'll see if we get more downside on this one. That's Ntes. Let's look at Algn. I think it's Algn Technology. This is one that I was just searching around one day for high flyers, and boom, here we are. Another high flyer. We have 7 months up. It's bound to turn back in. Just like this. We go up, 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 makes a top, kind of comes in, chops around, comes down right in here, then starts bullish pattern, comes back in, comes back down. Bullish pattern, but you know, I would have liked to see 2 more months of consolidation and then pop. Stretched from the 20. On the weekly, stretched from the 20. Daily, stretched from the 20. We will be coming back in. And like I said, today we came back to this low. I have some support down here, so they bounced it up. It is options X too, so who knows where they need to close this thing to make options worthless. Let's go to Isrg. This one though, low volume, tough trade. We did short it on earnings, and great bearish pattern. We closed below the 20 MA. Now we're setting up sideways. They did pop it up a little bit. I'm expecting this thing to at least go to 671.66, fill this gap, and then we'll see how it reacts after that. If it continues up, I want to see it close above this 20 MA with confirmation, and then possibly we go up. We did short this. We did cover half the position. If it does move up back into this area, we'll probably add another short to it and go to not a full position, but just put more on the table on this one since we covered it down in here. We'll ride it back up and do it again. That's what we're trying to do. Just capture small moves one after another. And by the end of the year, that all adds up. Nvda. This is another one. Everyone's just like Apple. Oh my gosh, it's Apple. It's got to go up. Remember when Apple hit 705 and it tanked back to 350 because everyone was, oh my gosh, they're upgrading it. They're doing this. It's Apple. It's got to go up. We were shorting this thing at 702. That's Apple, that is. But this one here, again, stretched. Stocks just can't move up for this long without coming back, at least retracing somewhat down in this area. I'm thinking at least 50 bucks, possibly 43.90, but we'll see how it reacts on the daily chart. Right now we had support at this pivot, and it's an inside bar, never closed below that pivot. They bounced it up today. I want to see it get above this high, this red bar candle high, and then possibly more upside. One of my max moves was 62.37. That's been in there for a while. Then of course the even number of 50, 55, and that was like my last line in the sand. And then 75. But honestly, who knows? But when stocks get stretched this far on the monthly, it will come back. But it's a monthly chart. Takes a little bit longer to play out. Daily, like I said, inside bar starting to play out. If this thing fails, we're looking to fill the gap. And then fill the gap down here at 58.37. We'll wait for pattern, see if this thing falls a little bit further. Again, just stretched. It's got to come back in. It's just a matter of time. Pcln, not a high flyer, but we did short this thing today, right out of the gate. 10-minute chart. Let's see. I don't have where. Darn it. So if you look at this, go back. You had this gap fill in here, and that's exactly where it went to today. So we shorted this thing at 14.49.50. We were 40 cents off the high. It pulled back nicely, as you can see. Went right up into it right there. Came back, retraced. We shorted it. We covered. Came back in. Then we covered. And that was it for this one. That was a nice trade. I love that one. But again, on the daily chart, we came up and filled this gap. Let's see if we could get above this 1477 area. And I think that's the all-time high. Yeah. If we could get above that, then I'm looking at 1500. Once it gets to 1500, I want this thing to prove to me, you know, other than upgrades and a bunch of crap on options X, I want you to prove to me that you can continue up after you get past this double top and 1500. Then I'll say, okay, Priceline's a pretty strong stock. Monthly chart, not too far stretched, but you can see it was stretched here, came back in, boom. And this is interesting here. Look at this trend line. This comes back all the way 1999, comes into here, never got above and confirmed, and look where we're at again, right back into that trend line. That's another reason. Well, we're short again on a swing trade on this. We shorted this on earnings with a swing trade, covered half at 14, like 04, something like that. Bounced up 20 bucks, we shorted again, and then today we put a more shorts on this one. Still a small position, but you got to give this one a shot, because when it comes in, it will come in 50, 60, 70 bucks. Even if you have a couple hundred shares, it's a nice trade. Even if you have 50 shares, still a nice trade. Don't load the boat, do what you can. This one will eventually come in again. That's Priceline, weekly chart, right into the trend line, right into this gap fill. Keep going. If that upgrade was really, honestly true, other than someone at their, you know, at Goldman Sachs needing to get out, calling their buddy, hey, upgrade this thing today, I need to get out. So, I mean, that's my opinion, but honestly, people, that's what happens. Let me tell you, that's the truth. And then Tesla, everyone's favorite, Tesla. It's got to go up. You know, just like here, going up on the new car release, going up, came right into this pivot. Right into that pivot, and it was lights out. Everyone here was bullish. Oh, it's going up, upgrade, upgrade. We were short. Boom, fell off. We covered down in here, came back up. Now just chopping around. We're short again. This was a nice inside bar. Starting to break down. I would have liked to have seen it go a little more sideways like this guy here. But you know what? We're below the moving average. We confirmed. Now we're looking at getting below the 50 and the 200. We get below that, it's going right to this trend line, right around 200 bucks. There's a gap fill, gap fill. We'll see. There's a lot of support in this area, so we'll see how this one reacts. Let's look at one more, Ulta. This is another one. If you're not short this one, you got to get short. I think earnings is coming up. I'm not exactly sure, but this is one that's due for a good slap job on earnings. You know, just like in here, earnings, and then, I mean, look at that. Another one that's just ridiculous right now, 180. So this thing could possibly fall like 90 bucks. Maybe I'll say 50 at least. You have a lot of support in this 200, 212 area, in this area, but another stretched, ridiculous chart that if you're not short this, give it a shot, because eventually it will come in. I think that's it for now. Oh, Charter, that was another one. They bought Time Warner, everything was great. Yeah, this is another one. Just keeps going. Nah, it's not going to happen. Sorry. And this one here, it goes up on earnings, chopping around, can't close above this high, or it did it barely. Yeah, it's right on the money. I want to see confirmation and more follow-through. Couldn't make it, starting to fall apart. Not bad volume today, but we had a little bit of selling. So I'm thinking right here, you have good support. Let's see here, right around 244 or so. If this area cracks, we're going right here to 50 MA, which is 234. If this really goes, you know, I think we could fill this gap right in here in the 200 MA. It comes into this area. Depending how it comes into this area, you could probably buy a call option for a day or two, or just go long, carry the bounce for a day or two. You probably go back and retrace. But we'll see. Monthly chart on this one, stretched. Got to short it. Weekly. Weekly's even stretched a little bit. We have some trend lines in there. A little bit. But, again, stretched. I mean, look at this move. A little bit of volume, and now it's coming back in. So we'll see if we can retrace on this inside bar. Then maybe pop up. But right now, bearish. Too stretched. It's got to come in. And here, I'll show you a couple other ones that we played in the past. And I've showed you these before on the charts. Skyworks. We shorted this thing at 112. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're an idiot. This thing's the strongest one in the whole universe. Just like Nvidia. And look at this. Collapse. well, it's Skyworks. It's not a big deal. Well, no, it's just all the hype. That's all that happened, and then boom, right in everyone's face. It's just amazing. Everyone was bullish. Oh my gosh, it's going to keep going. Why are you shorting this one? You're an idiot. Well, we short it because of the stretch play on this. Let's look at 3M, and we're going to go real quick. Boom, it goes up. We shorted 3M up here. Look at this, right back in. Right back in. Costco. Why would you short that one? You know what? Stretched. This was like the max move right here, and then it stretched even more. You had to short it up into this area. You had to. And then look, boom, right back in. And then August, man, this thing had the flash crash. It was lights out on that one. And there's many other plays that we've done. You know what? Let's look at Humana. I know we played that one too. I haven't looked at this one in a while. The stretch play. Look at this one. Stretched. You had to short it up there. Look, comes right back in. Inside bar. Never closes. Pops up. Now it's bearish. You have a little bit micro bullish, but mostly it's a bearish pattern. It's a monthly chart, so and I think they're a buyout candidate or some crap news that's coming out. Technically, it's strong, but bullish pattern, trying to break out until it gets above this inside bar breakdown red bar. I want to see it confirm and continue. If it doesn't, if we crack below these, it's going to fast track right to here, and then down to this double bottom again down in there. Put a fib on here just to see what stops are there. Let's see. Take this one out. You look at 250, 382s at 170, and then ultimately 162, 82, then 750 as well. But these are a couple high flyers that we played, and they work out a lot, people. It's just the sometimes they take a little bit longer because it's a monthly chart. But look at this. Look at Humana. Do. We're like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, and boom. I think they had a buyout candidate here too, but I think we did it on this stretch. We got this play here, we covered, then they popped it, and we did it again, and we covered again down here. So twice on this one. It's just incredible. You gotta play those. They're awesome. And I think O'Reilly's was one too, but I think the 20 MA's 20 MA's curling in the price. This was another one, stretched, then it came back in. Now it's getting a little bit more stretched. It's just got to come back in eventually and touch the 20 MA. All right, that's enough, people. I'm a little bit worked up going through charts tonight, trying to find a couple more plays. Oh, Twlo too. Stay away from this one. It's an IPO, and they're sending it up on hype. And then 65 bucks, even number. Look at this thing starting to break down. We'll probably fill this gap down in here. But for all you people that are trying to play this thing, maybe fill the gap around 53. Look around 48.35 to 618, and then ultimately down in this area. If it gets down in this area, maybe. I don't even know what these guys do. So all I know is this thing, again, stretched. You know, going up on hype. And maybe people are trying to short this thing, so they're squeezing it up a little more. But something happened here where I think we put a top in. Massive volume. They got everybody in on the hype. Everyone's going to be left holding the bag. You're going to be in this thing a year or two. It'll probably head straight down and then start going up. If the markets go up, if the SPY dumps and keeps continuing to be in a, weak stance, in the next couple months or next year or so, this thing will just bleed down. Eventually, you'll get out of it, but just like Tesla and a lot of the other ones, high flyer comes in, goes up, comes in, and then on this one, you got a lot of people stuck up in here. When this one starts hitting the 64, 65 area, those people hopefully will cover or just sell and get their money back and say thank you very much. All right, people, that's enough for tonight. There's a couple stocks. I love these stretch chart plays. Play them all the time. Again, thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.